Who remembers the date? October 1st, 2019. The day that Call of Duty Mobile came globally. I still remember to this day, everyone losing their minds about that game. You've seen so many content creators blew up from it, big tournaments. You even had people on PC and console come into mobile to play the game. Like saying it now, it doesn't really sound as crazy, but back then that was a big deal. And to be honest, Call of Duty Mobile deserves all the hype. The gameplay was solid on both multiplayer and battle royale. The game was super competitive. It was pretty well optimized, and the list just keeps going. But of course, you had many other studios trying to cash in on the mobile scene. You see, after Call of Duty went ahead and did its thing, so many other studios and publishers try to make the next best thing to try to see if they can compete with Call of Duty Mobile or even surpass it. But if you read the title to this video, you know that is not the case. Instead of evolving, we have seen rushed launches, mismanagement, and the complete downfall of not just these games, but the FPS mobile scene as a whole. With that being said, come with me and let's talk about the downfall of the biggest FPS mobile games to come out. But before we get started, a word from our sponsors. I don't care if you're on mobile, console, PC, one thing's for sure. We all like to save money, especially when it comes down to our games and when it comes down to trying to get in-game items. Trust me, I'm greedy. I don't like to go ahead and spend money on games and stuff when I know I can get it for cheaper. And I know you feel the same way too. And that's why I'm super glad that this video is sponsored by Eneba. Now I know what you're gonna say.
But Cyber, what's Eneba?
We're getting there. We're getting to that point. Eneba is a gaming marketplace with over 40,000, let me say that one more time, 40,000 digital products. And it's constantly expanding to be your go-to platform for all your gaming needs. Eneba offers the hottest deals to old games, to new games, AAA, to indie games. Trust and believe me, they have everything for everyone. Not to mention they also have a 24/7 support team to resolve any issue. Let's just take a look at this real quick. Look at GTA 5. GTA 5 usually be going for $30 now. They have it for $10, $9.55 to be more exact. Minecraft, $31. Man, nah, you can get it for half the price. But like I said, it doesn't stop at games. If you're a mobile gamer like me, you can also get gift cards from Apple, from Android. Like you have a $10 iTunes gift card for $9.48. And even then, it doesn't even stop there because you can get gift cards from DoorDash, Uber Eats, Adidas, or Adidas, whatever, however you pronounce it. And the list just keeps going. If this is something that you're interested in, please go ahead and go into the link in the description and check out the website. You will be supporting me and you will be saving money in the process, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that too. Thank you, Eneba, so much for sponsoring this segment of the video. Now let's get right back into it. Now, after a few years of Call of Duty Mobile, everyone was waiting for the next best thing until one day EA went ahead and dropped the big news that Apex Mobile was coming to, well, mobile. Everyone was hyped. Of course, you had some haters, but overall, a lot of people in the mobile scene was really excited for this game because we really never seen a battle royale like Apex Mobile. And when it finally went global, it lived up to that promise. I, to this day, still believe we have never, and I mean never, seen a battle royale like Apex Mobile, besides High Energy Heroes, but that don't count. It's pretty much the same thing. As someone who grinded the game out, it was fun, it was unique, and on top of that, we had two unique characters that wasn't even on PC or console. Matter of fact, there was a lot of things different about the game that a lot of people liked. But against all odds, the game shut down 10 months after it launched. They didn't even last a year. God damn. But why is that the case? Well, one of the biggest things that Apex Mobile has lacked was long-term support. There was a lot of bugs in that game. And even when they added new heroes, the newest heroes will always have bugs to them as well too. Just add it onto the problem. Like, who remembers that bug where Lobo would just go ahead and throw their thing into the wall and you're able to glitch into the wall? Or Octane's jump pad? Or Ash's snare? And the list just keeps going. But it's not even stop there, because they even had issues producing content as well too. Majority of the content that we got in Apex Mobile was literally just skins, but still, you had to have a lot of money to go ahead and get majority of the stuff within the game. It sadly got stale over time. And rather than fixing the issue, the publisher EA, they didn't really care. They wanted to make as much money possible with Apex Mobile without fixing the glaring issues. And I'm not gonna lie, another thing that I personally don't like about the game, I hate the fact that it wasn't cross-play or cross-progression. Like, imagine sweating it out on PC or console lobbies. I know a lot of people probably would disagree with that, but it would have helped retain more players to the game. Overall, Apex Mobile was hands down one of the better FPS experience we've ever had on mobile, but EA just abandoned it too quickly. I think if they actually would have taken the time to care for the game a lot more, Apex would have been in a great place. But due to corporate greed, EA just did not care. And because of Apex failure, EA also decided to pull the plug on Battlefield Mobile, which we're not going to talk about in this video because the game didn't even have a chance to come globally. But I feel as though I do have to mention it in this video because that could have potentially be another FPS game that we could have had within the community, but it got Snap. The only good thing about Apex disappearing, it paved the way for another Battle Royale game that had a lot of potential to it, because like Apex, there was no other Battle Royale at the moment in time that was like it. This game was crossplay on PC, mobile, and rumors have stated that they was going to come to console as well too. And it's the video game that gave y'all the reason to follow me in the first place. That's right, we're going to be talking about... Oh, Farlight 84, Farlight 84, Farlight 84. When I first discovered about this game was peak. The optimization was amazing. The movement was also amazing. And like I said, there's no other game at the time that was like Farlight 84. This game had every single reason to blow up. And to be honest, it did. A month or two into its global launch, on PC, it peaked at 40,000 players, which is not too bad. But as the months kept going and going and going, the game is nowhere near the same. But before we get into the main issues, let's just talk about Farlight 84 and what it is. If you don't know, Farlight 84 is pretty much a battle royale, which core movement mechanic was the jetpacks, which allows you to go up, side to side, backwards, forward. It was very smooth, and literally no other game had that type of movement as well too, making it very unique. Now I do say was because they did change it later on, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, what was the key thing about Farlight 84's downfall? Well, the main thing, at least for me, it was the marketing. I, to this day, don't know or really understand how they fumbled in terms of marketing. They had a really big grasp on the mobile community, and they didn't really do anything about it. They had a few content creators promoting the games, a couple of big tournaments. Other than that, though, they didn't really seem to go ahead and try to push over to the western side of the world. And over time, they lost their audience over on the east side of the world too. I think the biggest reason to why Farlight 84 didn't market their game the way they wanted to is because they were still looking for their quote-unquote identity, which to this day never made sense to me. Because I think many people will watch this video and agree that when Farlight dropped globally, it already had a unique identity. There was no other game that was like Farlight. I will keep saying it to the day I die. But the devs did not think so. So fast forward a couple months later into the game, they changed everything. Now do keep in mind, when Farlight 84 was out as well too, not only was they not marketing the game, the contest also started to slow down as well too, because they were working so hard on the biggest update coming to the game. But the community did not mind. Like when they announced a brand new map and everything else, we was all excited. But when we got the new update, of course we got a brand new map, we got a brand new mechanic with buddies and all that stuff, which is pretty much like Pokemon. But by doing so, they took away their core mechanic, being the jetpacks. Now granted, there is some characters still in the game that can utilize jetpacks the same way as old Farlight 84, but they nerfed it to a point to where it's not as fast as it was before. So they really slowed down the game. I could compare Farlight today. It is a slower version of Apex Mobile, which we could all agree sounds awful. And a lot of the community thinks so as well too, because after that, the numbers continue to drop even further. However though, unlike Apex Mobile, Farlight 84 is still available to play on PC and mobile. At the time of recording this video though, they have not went ahead and gave out brand new content since November. A lot of the community who's still playing the game is waiting for a brand new update coming on April, which is supposed to be their biggest update ever. Sadly though, with the game losing over 90% of its core audience, there is not a lot of life in the game, sadly. Which breaks my heart, because I genuinely love Farlight, which is like Apex due to management issues and just weird leadership as well too. It honestly just became another forgotten shooter. So Apex is gone. No one's really playing Farlight. So what was the next best thing? Where was content creators and players gonna go ahead and flock to? Well, in March of 2024, there was another game that people was excited for. But out of all the games that we have talked about so far, this game literally had no reason to fail. And I think a lot of you know what this game is. Warzone Mobile arguably has to be the biggest letdown in mobile gaming history. Now, if you don't know what Call of Duty Warzone is, Call of Duty Warzone is pretty much a battle royale version of Call of Duty, which was a big phenomenon on console and PC during COVID-19. And due to the success, they decided to make a mobile game. The mobile game was a little bit different because it did have battle royale, obviously, but it also did have multiplayer similar to Modern Warfare 2019. But overall, it was Warzone on mobile. And out of all the games we talked about, Warzone Mobile probably is the only game on this list actually looked and felt like PC and console. To an extent, and we'll get to that, trust me. Now, before we get any further into Warzone Mobile, I have to talk about Bloodstrike. Bloodstrike is pretty much a bougie Warzone Mobile clone. No, I do not care if you get offended by saying that. It literally is a Warzone clone made by the developers known as NetEase. And honestly, if you play Bloodstrike, it actually does feel like Warzone, but it does mix in different things like different character abilities and whatnot. It's actually not a bad game, and you can play it on PC and mobile if you want to try it out. But the reason why I had to bring up Bloodstrike because on March 21st, these games launch at the the same time. Cyber, they didn't launch at the same time. Bloodstrike was out before Warzone. Nah. When I mean launch at the same time, they globally launch at the same time, meaning that Bloodstrike and Warzone was globally available to everyone the same date. I'm not talking about soft launch. Soft launch is completely different. But yeah, Warzone said it's gonna go ahead and launch first on the 21st, and then Bloodstrike 2 days, 3 days afterwards. And a lot of people laughed at Bloodstrike. And I'm not gonna lie, rightfully so, because like I said, Bloodstrike was a bougie copy of Warzone. There was no reason for Bloodstrike to be better than Warzone. But then the games dropped, and then everyone realized that Bloodstrike was not just better than Warzone, significantly better than Warzone. Well, why is that the case? Really, it's one reason and one reason only. The game ran like shit. When making the game, Activision went ahead and gave the devs the same engine they used for Warzone for PC and console to make the game, you know, feel and look like Warzone on PC and console, but on mobile. When I said it backfired on them so hard, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. The game had so many bugs, so many glitches, and it was borderlines unplayable. When I was making content on Warzone Mobile, mind you, I have an iPad Pro 2021, 2022, I forgot the year, it was generation 3. My iPad would get so hot, I literally decided to just stop making content on it out of fear of breaking my iPad. Not even just that, it just had an unclear identity. And what I mean by that is it had the same engine as the game on PC and console, but it wasn't crossplay. It was cross progression, meaning if you wanted to play on mobile on your account on PC or console, you could have, but you would be playing against mobile players. Like, you would still be able to level up your weapons and level up your account. In my opinion, it's dumb as hell, because if you're gonna use the same engine as PC and console, you might as well go ahead and make it crossplay. Why not? But yeah, the game racked up a lot of downloads, but truth be told, no one's playing it. No one's really watching it on YouTube anymore. And the game is somewhat forgotten. And it's so sad. I mean, for fuck's sakes, it's Warzone on mobile. I know a lot of people like Apex. I know a lot of people like Farlight, but Warzone was literally peak. It was the battle royale to play during the pandemic. There is no reason for the game to fail, but it just launched at a state that turned players off. Apex went ahead and died. No one's really playing Farlight. No one's playing Warzone. So the big question is the mobile FPS scene dying? The answer? Yeah, I think it is. If you actually look and pay attention to the scene, you will notice a trend. Games are shutting down, games are struggling, or they're just not living up to expectation. Like, no disrespect to Bloodstrike, because at the end of the day, Bloodstrike is a well-optimized game. And if you've never played Warzone, you should try it. It's pretty much the same experience. But it's so sad that in the modern era of mobile gaming, one of our best game is just a Warzone clone. And besides that, you either have PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile, which are very old at this time. Like, all the new games that we're getting just flopping. And it's really because studios prioritize making a quick buck over just making a good game. They'd rather make as much money from y'all as possible than improving the longevity of their game. And it pisses me off, because at the end of the day, we do deserve better. With that being said though, while I do think mobile gaming, at least the FPS scene, is dying, I think over time it will heal. You do got some good games coming out. Delta Force, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, Destiny, Stranova, Fate Trigger. All those games I think has potential to grow and flourish within the community. It's just gonna take time. It just really hardens me, because when I joined the mobile community, I joined when Call of Duty Mobile first dropped, and I saw the explosive numbers that Call of Mobile was having. And I'm not talking about views or anything like that, just the community, energy, the love that honestly Call of Mobile still has to this day. And it's so crazy that no other game was able to replicate that. And it's been 6 years. Mind blowing. Thank you guys so much for listening. I know this is completely different from what I post, and don't worry, I'm still gonna go ahead and post gameplay or whatnot. I just wanted to try something different and give you guys some good quality content. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like it up, and if you do want to see more videos like this, go ahead and let me know in the comment section, and also go ahead and subscribe as well too. I really would appreciate that. And one last thing, thank you so much to Eneba for sponsoring this video. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to go ahead and support me and save money while getting some gift cards, please check out the link below. With all that being said, it's your boy Cyber signing out. Please be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.